on the big old hill and the window
Thank you very much.
flower pot falls off
Good
the
evening, this is the
windowsill.
April 26th meeting of the zoning board of appeals. Young lady, you're on.
Okay. First appeal is number 2018-17, Marion Odden, 80 Sandy Court, Riverhead, tax map number 600-15-114, RA 40 zoning, for variances and/or relief from chapter 301, section 12, where a proposed cabana is 5.2 feet from the property line and the minimum required is 10 feet.
Up to the microphone, who's ever representing him.
What's that?
And you kindly raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Just kindly state your name and
I'm
your address.
Robert Conway, architect for the applicant, 11 Broadway, Suite 3, Amityville, New York, 11701.
Okay, you got the floor.
Sure. So we're here tonight on behalf of the homeowners. The issue is a proposed pool cabana that has an attached roofed over outdoor kitchen. This is going to be located on the north side of the property, adjacent to the pool. The property is pretty unique because it has 3 fronts, 2 fronts facing Sandy Court and 1 front facing Mary Court. And when the house was built in '74, it was under the Residence C zoning, which has now been outdated, but it's grandfathered into. So with that and the fact that the grading on this property is very, very severe at the rear property line,
Say the least.
they didn't leave much of a rear yard. So the only places that we have to work with would be the 3 principal fronts or a small portion of the rear. So in all our planning, we've worked with what is the least intrusive to any of the neighborhoods and anything else. In doing this application, we are removing a gazebo which currently straddles the property line, which has been in existence. The latest dated survey we have is 2003, but it's been in existence before that without any issue. But now that we know that it straddles the property line, that's coming down, and we're proposing to build a new structure, which is going to be 5.2 from that property line. And besides that, if there's any questions, feel free to.
I don't know if the board has any questions.
I mean, that's a hell of a drop between you and your neighbor, huh?
It's a little over 20 feet,
Yeah.
so.
Is the neighbor here tonight?
All right, we spoke it over, we really don't have any problems with it. Anyone have anything to say about this matter? Nobody? Okay, let's get a reading.
Mr. Chairman, I move that appeal number 18-07, Marion Odden, 80 Sandy Court, Riverhead, for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301, Section 12, where a proposed cabana is 5.2 feet from the property line and the minimum required is 10 feet, be granted in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Moved and seconded?
All right, Mr. Whitmire,
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Seabrook.
Aye?
And I vote aye, so your appeal's been granted, and about 2 weeks from now, you go to the building department, continue on with the process. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your summer.
Item number 2, appeal number 2018-16, JLL Properties Corporation by Jose Barina, 1312 East Main Street, Riverhead, tax map number 600-105-120, for a special exception per Chapter 301, Section 222B, where there is a proposed change from an existing non-conforming auto parts shop building to a non-conforming deli, specialty food shop, and non-conforming barber shop, personal service business.
All right. If you just kindly raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name and your address.
Nigel Robert Williamson, P.O. Box 1758, South.
Slow down. She has to write it.
Oh, sorry.
What's the name again?
Nigel Robert Williamson, P.O. Box 1758, Southold, New York 11971. Okay?
Now you got it.
Okay. May I
You may.
thank you. key left in there or not?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. The subject property is located in the Upper East Main Street portion of the town. Upper East Main Street connects downtown to the Route 48 or 58 corridor. Route 58 is a commercial strip, while downtown is the traditional center. Upper East Main Street is a traditional area between the two, which consists of a mixture of commercial, industrial, governmental, and residential uses. Before I go on any further, would it be easier for me to submit this for the lady when I finish with it?
After you're done with it, sure.
Yeah, okay, so,
We'll put that into the record.
okay, it's the same as what I'm speaking,
Yeah,
so
okay.
just in case you're not typing.
Mhm.
As such, the town's 1999 comprehensive plan recommends that commercial development on the Upper East Main Street be focused in a few concentrated nodes. Here, the property has been commercially developed since at least 1960 and shows on the GIS in 1962 and is located within such a node. Specifically, Edwards Sports Centre adjoins Route 48, which adjoins Swing Electrical Corporation, and there's a warehouse also which adjoins the subject property. The subject property has most recently housed a CarQuest auto parts store with, at some point, an auto repair garage as well. Such a use is pre-existing non-conforming. The property is zoned Commercial Residential Campus, CRC. In such a district, offices, restaurants, indoor sports and recreation facilities, along with residential uses, are permitted as of right. Here, the applicant proposes to operate a deli, office and barber shop at the site in the existing building, thus necessitating the instant application for a special exemption to go from one non-conforming use to another. Since the property is located in a commercial node and has historically been commercial, we feel it is perfectly suitable, appropriate, and within the existing character of the immediate area. As evident from the presentation board, which you can see there, well, you can see there's a house to the south of it, and there's a house to the north, and basically everything else is commercial in some form of another, and to the east. The applicant would like to transform the derelict eyesore to a viable business in order to, of course, make money, but also create a more welcoming vista to the downtown area. The applicant will meet the CRC supplementary standards, including the provision of on-site parking, which 20 are required from the square footage presented. And we will also install appropriate screening and/or vegetation buffers to adequately screen any adjoining properties and ameliorate the impact of the on-site parking.
So that area in the back there, that, if we're looking on a survey, that piece of building in the back, what do you intend on doing with that?
That may be coming down. The owner hasn't, or the contract vendee hasn't determined yet. He's made a layout of the three main parts of the brick building, concrete building. And as is noted on that, I believe it says to be removed. I have shown it, it's.
I'm sorry, you said that was going to be removed?
It has been noted as to be removed, but he hasn't decided what he wants to do with it, if anything. And on the color plan there, it's shown as a dotted line, even though I've colored it in brown, signifying walls. But it is in existence at this time.
And how many parking spots did you say there were?
Well, there's 20 required, and either 20 at 9 by 20 or 10 by 18, and so there's adequate parking.
So you have the required parking?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're not shown, but there's adequate area within the asphalt and the dirt area, which is the open area to the north.
Okay.
And shaded grey on the site plan, which is on the bottom of the board.
What I do. So that's the list.
Okay, we're just looking at the permitted uses for CRC, so.
Right.
Banks, restaurants, funeral homes,
You can scroll on that if you want there.
radio and television broadcast studios. Museum, archive, theaters.
Sir, while we're looking at that,
Okay.
on the left side of the elevation, you say there's going to be a barber shop there.
Correct. A barber shop, office, and deli.
So if you look, well, you get a left, all the way on the left is a barber shop, in the middle is a Riverhead office.
Correct.
And then on the right is a Riverhead deli.
Correct.
So all the way on the left, the barber shop is not going to extend all the way back to that one-story frame section, all the way in the rear?
No, and it is, I think I gave you all my plans. I have to, you can see it's blocked off, I believe, on the plan. I'm gonna have to come over to the board to refresh my memory, because I didn't, I gave it all.
Go ahead, sure. So, I mean, that's a substantial portion of the building there in the back.
Correct.
Yeah. So right now, you don't know what you want to do with that?
Right now, as on shown on the plan there, it was shown to be removed. If
Okay.
it satisfies the board's requirement that there's something given up, then the
So you're proposing that that back section is gonna be removed?
correct, the contract indeed would like to.
For anything that cleans up the area.
It's been there a long time, empty.
Anyone else to be heard on this matter? You have anything to say?
You went over the uses allowed?
Yeah, we,
Okay.
we took a look.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Kindly state your name and your address.
Isaac Israel, 107 Promenade Drive, Aquabog. I guess I just wanted to clarify one point. I have two different hats. I'm the broker for the seller. The property has been under lease to Advanced Auto for the last 5 years. Their lease, or it had just expired December 31st of this year, and it was part of, I guess, when they ended up closing that location, but they were still obligated, and they had moved to the traffic circle, I guess, to be on Route 58. And I'm also a principal in the building across the street, 1333 East Main Street, and we support this project. It's good to see some life back into that building.
Thank you, Ike.
All right?
Thank you. And I like you, wear two hats. We need them.
There you go. Try. Try that.
Just raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Kindly state your name and your address.
Timothy Wilson, Riverhead. I own the property next door, and, you know, there's too many delis in that one area. I mean, you got Kelly's Deli, you got Royal Dorado, you know, issues with those. You got OK Petro, you got 7-Eleven, you got Latino Deli, and, you know, just in that general area, just, you know, you got, within the 1,000-foot section, you got, you know, 4 running delis, basically. One stop and go, you know, and you see what, you know, brings to that area sometimes, you know, just, you know, I'm just not a fan for having a deli next door
Okay.
to a property that's been my family 120 years, yeah.
I mean, it really, we can't see any problems with it from our side of things. Something has to go in there.
Your house houses south of that, right?
Yes, we're right next door, 1308.
Say that again?
1308 East Main,
So you're across the street?
right next door.
Right
Right
next
next
door.
door.
The White House, that's.
Yeah, the White House right
that's
next door.
Sir, have you, I'm sorry, back to the applicant, have you considered any other alternatives for the property?
No, they have not at this time.
Sorry?
They have not at this time, no. I mean, under the CRC permitted uses, there's a restaurant as a permitted use. And again, with respect to the homeowner who lives next door, I mean, it's all very well for me to be up here talking.
Well, I'm sure he wouldn't mind some shrubbery up on his side of the property.
Right, I mean, there's going to be, the client or contract vendee will put landscaping around it, if that makes a difference. I mean, it will make a difference, because even the property on Charles Street will benefit from that, because I have a picture of what he's looking at right now from the back of his house. And if you would care to see it.
No, I know, we've been there.
Oh, you have, okay, then I'll not belabor the point.
Do you have tenants lined up for this already?
The contract vendee. So the contract vendee is a deli operator by trade. He has several other locations, I do not know where, but within Suffolk County.
Can I ask his
So-
last name?
Arias, Arias, Jose. And I'm assuming that he's gonna have to go for a full site plan review for a change of use, so I think, I'm sure.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. To the resident, the neighbor next door.
Okay.
Are you on the left, the east side or the west side?
I am on the west side,
So you border the west side?
yeah, right next door.
He's in that White
So you
House.
border
right
the
there.
west side?
Okay. All right, well, what we're gonna do is, we reserve decision on this, we'll give you a decision next meeting, and see what conditions we put on it, but, yeah, I don't think we really have a problem with it, to be quite honest.
Excuse me, was that auto store ever operating in there?
Yes, it was.
What was it called, A Auto?
They were up on
Wasn't
58
it-
now.
No, I
Yeah.
know.
Wasn't it
So it
BJ's for a
was-
long time?
It was called BJ's
Yeah.
Auto
Oh,
and
yeah.
CarQuest,
Right.
which was a CarQuest franchise, and the current owners had purchased a large block of CarQuests, and
But when did
that's
that
what
store close? That's been closed a long time.
it's been closed for, I would say at least 3 years, right? Yeah,
But they've been paying the bill.
but they've
though.
been paying. I mean, they had a lease through December 31st. They were paying on it was dark, but
Okay.
they were paying.
Thank you, Ed.
So getting back to the applicant, you mentioned that you were going to demo that one-story portion in the back.
On the back, correct.
And, so for your, neighbor there on the western portion of the property line, do you plan on putting any kind of,
Screening.
planting or?
Correct.
some kind of
I-
shielding?
Correct,
Screening?
correct, and I had made mention of that in the notes, that if I may just go back to it.
He has to go before the planning board anyway, so.
And, correct, and we will also install appropriate screening and/or vegetative buffer to adequately screen any adjoining properties and ameliorate the impact of the on-site parking.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
Right,
you're
so-
really close to the property line there as it is, the way the,
correct. Mr. Seabrook, if I just may go to the board again?
sure, of course.
Well, I'm going around the other side, if you don't mind.
The mics are alive on that table, so you can speak there.
Oh, okay. You can see the corner of the building here,
Right.
which is that corner there, and that's the gentleman's house there.
Okay.
Okay, great, thank you.
Again, we're gonna hold, reserve decision, we'll be ready for the next meeting,
Okay.
and we'll take it from there. All right, so let's see the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that appeal number 18-016, JLL Properties Corp. by Jesse Verena, be adjourned or?
No, it would be a reserve
Will
decision
be a
for the
reserved
next meeting.
decision
May
until,
For the May 10th meeting.
until the May 10th meeting. Sorry.
Second?
Mr. Seabrook.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire. Aye. And I vote aye. So we see you at the next meeting. Do we hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we hear a motion to close?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And work on your English, you know.